Hey folks, very good morning. This is Mohammed. Very early in the morning, and I'm only rocking honestly because I feel so cold. Oh my god. So yeah, I just want to keep my mouth going so my lips don't freeze, and yeah, my hand. Oh, it's freezing. They say it's chilly, but trust me, it's not chilly, it's literally freezing. Yeah, not sure if you can see that one, but yeah, today we're going to the ISCG conference that's happening in Dublin. The annual conference is going to be whole day full bags of leaders and entrepreneurs and a lot of consultant and different talks. Goes from 10:30 to till 6:30 or so, and there's afters. I'm not going to afters. I just want to come back to Galway early because I just don't like Dublin. It's as simple as that. But we'll check out where the after is happening and we'll see a few friends and do what's the best that can be done to utilize the day in the best way possible. However, oh, it's so cold right now. Ears are freezing in very short, with no exaggeration. So yeah. It's about 2 degrees in the morning, and as we speak about the morning, we'll always have some trucks on the roads. No idea what the logistics trucks are there in the morning. Maybe they pick up stuff and drop. But we're reaching Spanish Arc, and I'm debating myself if I should get a coffee or something to help myself reach the coast station. Another 20-minute walk or so, and my god, the only wish I have is me having another layer or something. I already have 3 layers going on. If you count the tie, that's 4. So there's that. But oh, it's really cold. Let me walk forward and show you guys a bit more of the Spanish Arc view. And there we go, that's the Spanish Arc. Now, I don't know if the cafe is open. That's Comitard Company. It's the Galway owned cafe. Sorry, Galway Bone Cafe. I don't know when it opens, but I'd love to get in coffee. I think it's open. Right, it's open, and I'm getting me dark coconut mocha. This is Comitard Company. Galway Galway Bond Cafe. Looks really well, yeah. In the west end of Galway.
I just think he's a narcissist who,
that's lovely. And I think that's my friend Jack from America, who's the barista. So that's nice. Alright, that's the pink thing behind me and the pink cup in my hand, and a great view in front of me, blocking my bus, of course. So yeah, that's a Galway harbour. That is the Spanish Arc, which has La Fele Padric Shona. That basically means Happy St. Patrick Day. Yeah, I'm not good at reading Irish, but from what I hear, that's the most I can tell you. Yeah, for coffee we got ourselves the most Galway drink, or we can say my regular, perhaps a dark coconut mocha with coconut milk. So that's lovely. This is a light tower from not a light tower, is it? A watchtower. This is a watchtower from 1800s, I think, or 1700s. Cannot recall the date. I'm sorry for that one, but yeah, there's that. And let's try my regular drink. It's good, it's nice, but we love to complain about our drinks in Galway, so it's a bit too sweet. There's that. However, I've almost made my way here. Just need to go in the middle street and need to reach the coast, and then I need to reach the coast station by 7:15. So I do have some time in my hand. to go around getting me a coffee as I did right now. And that, folks, is one quiet shop street or key street, this one in particular. So yeah, you don't get to see that view anytime else around the time of the year. So there's that. Now I see two lads waiting for the bus. The bus they are waiting for goes towards the place I'm going, the coast station, but I suppose we can walk it out today. So we're just gonna walk it out because it's gonna lose some weight, man. It's as simple as that. Alright, we are 5 minutes away from coast station. It's about 7 in the morning. Just had the coffee, lovely. Oh, that was great. Now for the following day we have lots of panel discussions, lots of speakers, and lots of great stuff, fun packed throughout. But speaking for myself, I have 2 assignments to do. One is for a survey that we are doing for South Security. 2 is for a small report that I'm writing for a cloud computing app we are developing. Then we have more assignments to do, but we are not taking on them today, so that's a good news for once. And we'll talk more in the bus. What an excellent morning in Dublin. Just arrived. Wow, look at the sun. Well, look at the city. I mean, don't like it, but yeah, that's the best we have. Sorry, I stop saying that I don't like Dublin. Maybe that's one of the reasons I don't like it, because I just keep saying it. But yeah, it's nice in the restaurants and stuff. There's that. But again, we need to grab a bus. That'll be bus number 40. I would love to walk, but I need to get some work done. I was working on my Best Individual Award application for the Society's Ball that's coming up very soon, 25th of March. Now I'm a bit late. I'm supposed to submit it by yesterday, but I'm submitting it today. I'm a bit late. I'm in touch with the people who will be adjuncting, so I'm sending it to them directly. See what is the best that can be done. Now, apart from that, that's the city. We'll be crossing that bridge, grabbing the bus number 40 and making our way to the Deloitte office in Dublin. It's going to be a great day, full packed. The registration starts, I'd say, right now at 10. So we'll be reaching there by 10:20, and let's do a quick check if we have. Oh, we don't. That's the open statue, and we don't have seagull on the top of the head. That's very odd if you ask me. Every time I'm here, I see the seagull on the top of his head. I think he's gone. I think he's taking a day off after Paddy's Day. So, what's that? Oh yeah. That's the bridge. That is the Luce. I don't know what they call it, but yeah, the tram that's walking by. Lovely Liffey River. O'Connell's Bridge. What a great day. Now, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go this way or that way. So quickly look up. phone says we're supposed to go that way and grab the bus, which is scheduled at 10:02. Perfect. Now only gotta wait an eternity for this thing to open now. See some lads walking this way, even though it's red over there. I'm not a Dublin guy, so there's that. We will wait a bit. Yeah, I suppose everyone is moving on. Yeah, you can see people through. Even though it's red and the bus is crossing and everything. It's nice and warm. I think it's about 2 degrees in Galway, so there's that. Degrees of heat, the sun. Being in a bit of the sun because you rarely get it, you know. Alright, almost reached near the offices. I mean, I'm surrounded by the offices. The St. Stephen's Greenhouse next to me. And the Deloitte office is just up ahead. Look at this beautiful building on my right. No idea what office that is. It seems like a town hall theatre. No idea, but looks awesome. On my left, we have more companies on the left. I'll show you guys in a bit. I suppose Cunard is a hotel with some offices on top. That's Earl Terrace number 4. Earl Terrace is, I don't know what it is again. Don't want to lie. Sometimes I feel like it's in a office space, but sometimes I feel like it's a apartment. But anyways, I can see some folks walking towards the Deloitte office. Well, one look at me. Trench coats, glasses, black outfit throughout, great tie, looking great, sunshine on face, confidence is tripping. That's the Output Center. Some more corporate stuff around, and just surrounded by the huge buildings. Wow. That building. The one next to that is the Deloitte office, but not that one. So let's make our way there. Well, it will be actually very professional and unprofessional at the same time to walk with a laptop in your hand. That just shows you're disorganized or something. Like, yeah, well, bag, why is your laptop not in the bag? Because I'm so on the go with the work right now, the application I'm filling, I'm supposed to send it right away. So yeah, running a bit late on that, but I see a lot of folks walking towards the Dublin office, which is just in front of me. I suppose we'll be going to the one in the glass building that is over there. But we can just check up here. Things are going well. Because last time it happened in the tower over there. Right behind in the Dublin office. That's the view in front of me. This is the actual view in front of me. But anyways, I must get going with my work as there's not much time, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it until later. I need to take up my classes. Yeah? Hi, this is my friend Kritika, and I'm getting some work done as usual throughout the morning, but she was very kind to give me a hi, and interestingly she recognized me with a new hairstyle from the back.
Yeah, and it is still suiting you, I can tell you for sure.
Oh my god, that's so flattering. Thank you so much. Are you excited for today?
You're really excited.
Are you looking forward to any talk on the panel, or have you not looked into it yet?
I'm very much up into the entrepreneur thing, but let's see how it goes.
Speaking of entrepreneurship, I'm working on my startup very soon on 29th in Limerick, so there's stuff like that, cyber security insurance company, stuff like that. But I'll keep you updated, but she really liked my reel, so that is good motion. We're getting started now.
Accelerating how quick things are done by using AI internally.
What about you guys, Luke? Are you implementing it, or is it harder to do with your type of, I suppose, where you're at from a size point of view? With the company obviously is a bit smaller than Clever Cards. Are you implementing? Are you able to implement AI, or is it?
We are, yeah. So we use it like a kind of.
So that was a good panel discussion. It's going very fast, very fast, very nice, great Met Laura Dillon. She was great. The resilience in her journey was awesome. How many times she took so many turns and how the career path changes here and there. And we had some talk, panel discussion from a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So that was awesome. Now we're having a small break for tea, coffee, pastries. I'm not getting one. I'm not in the mood. But yeah, it's way crowded outside. Apart from that. That's the room we're in, and we are getting ready for the next panel discussion that will be going, or I suppose some talks. Alright, just had a great talk. Just attended a great motivation speak, and really shooked. Went for an hour long. It was awesome. I've shared my contact details with him. He'll be expecting an email from me. I'm trying to book him. Enter something surname O'Donnell. I cannot remember. Apologies for that, but a great talk that actually made me stop. It just paused me for a moment from taking notes and actually looking into just listening and going forward and take it all in. Because my God, there was so much. This is a motivational speaker, but wow, it was awesome.
Economics, if you're studying arts, if you're studying engineering, there's a lot of transferable skills, and you need to think about when you're going to interviews, how can I pitch that? What are the real skills that I've learned? So I had a fantastic time. The majority of your days are better and are enjoyable, and I think a lot of it comes down to the team and the people that you're working with. They don't need to be your best friends, but you need to really respect them. You need to share similar values. You need to think that you have a similar work ethic and that you're all striving for the same ambition. So I would definitely think about, how do I find people that I want to work with? I think as everyone gets older in their career, they definitely say that people is a key thing. For me, listen, academics are very, very important, but they're probably not going to differentiate you. You need to be at a good level. But then I would say it's very much about being able to demonstrate teamwork, leadership through your extracurricular activities. Think about how I'm going to differentiate myself versus all my peers. I think you want to be curious. I think you want to demonstrate entrepreneurship. I think it's helpful to have good different work experiences. But I wouldn't say you don't have to kill yourself having lots of different work experience. You need to enjoy your summers as well.
So I was like, that was a big miss, but I'll explain a little bit about how my own career journey progressed and then kind of how I ended. You've got development and learning opportunities, huge growth opportunities. So every day is different and no one client is the same, even if the problem sounds the same. You'll find it's very different. And we kind of joke with our clients. They always say, oh, we know you've heard it before, but we're different. And we kind of joke going, well, are you? But there's always some nuance that makes them slightly unique. What I kind of say, a career of two paths. So I've kind of got two chapters in my career. So I went to DCU. I did European business and Spanish. I think it's not called that anymore. It's international business in Spanish. Did 2 years in Madrid.
For the business that you are now at.
Yeah, because it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's kind of just, my real learning started the day I left college. That was when I really kind of drew myself in the deep end and got going, and that really is where I learned 95% of how I operate now. I'm dealing through mentors and stuff like that. Like, I kind of left after 4 years in Maynooth thinking, right, how the hell do I even start this company? It was kind of nothing was ever really made. We did lots of business plans, but never went into the nitty gritty of starting and scaling and stuff. So felt a little bit let down by that, and there's not really much other options. Maybe there is now. I graduated in 2019. I don't know what the landscape is like now, but compared to the States, it's miles behind. Like, I remember looking, I think it was only 2 entrepreneurship degrees. One was in Dunleary.
Right.
I suppose my industry is a lot different than in India's or Keelan's in there. It's kind of, it's services, it's hands-on, it's kind of more old school, I suppose. Like, it's a lot different. So I suppose a lot of the learnings that India's talking about there wouldn't really apply to my industry. So it wasn't, I felt university was entrepreneurship was the degree title. It was a level 8, but it didn't really teach you much at all. It didn't teach me much at all in terms of starting and scaling a business in Ireland. It's kind of all entrepreneurship on a real high level, and it's kind of it didn't really fit too well. Like, even I remember in third year, when everybody was going to work in, doing their work experience, or a lot of them were going on Erasmus and stuff, I wanted to work on my business.
very differently. So I'll be interested to get your thoughts on it. I might start with you, India. So you in a lot of ways you couldn't have gotten any better professional experience or professional grounding with the firm you worked at, Goldman Sachs. How has that, I suppose, how has that allowed you to found two companies? What are the key learnings you took from it? And then would you recommend that to the students in the room?
Yeah, so I think obviously everyone's experience and what brings them on their successful trajectory is different, so there's no one size fits all.
Of course.
But certainly, I think there's probably kind of a key thing maybe to whatever you're going to do in life is having confidence to do it and having confidence in yourself. And the great thing about doing a degree is like, it gives you confidence. You've done a degree, you've got your results, you know, you've kind of ticked that box, and like they're more just like personal building blocks, I suppose. Some people don't need them, but probably the vast majority of us do need them. So like, I think that can be just like very helpful to making you believe that you're capable of achieving what, you know, ultimately you can achieve. And then going somewhere like Goldman, like a good brand name as your, whether it's as part of like a training program or whenever you do a training program, you kind of just go in and you start going through the ladder. Like, one, you will learn a lot about, especially somewhere like Goldman, working hard and kind of dealing with people not always maybe being nice to you or whatever, but like that this is just like
What consulting brings you, as I'm sure you already know, is the huge learning and growth opportunities that are ahead of you. We always joke in our team that you're going to have multiple mini careers within your lifetime in consulting. And I think myself, I've been here for 8 years. I've probably had 4, if not 5 different careers. And my own team as well, they have shifted from deep analytics expertise. I've got a person who shifted from analytics to ESG, sustainability reg, and she's going to move back now into dynamic finance for tech enablement. So there is a world of opportunity, and I think the curiosity and the keeping an open mind those are the 2 success factors to kind of get you there and progress through your career.
To move on now to challenge.
Yeah, I'd say probably one would be like dealing with a lot of different personalities.
Okay.
Dealing in high stress, high risk situations where, like, you know, we'd be trading like $1 million of DBO1.
Concept of having some sort of a structured approach after university, you know, over a 3 to 4 year period, whether it's accountancy, whether it's working with Deloitte, whether it's working with Goldman Sachs, whether it's you know, they're big companies with big budgets that have structures in place. And it's free. Yeah. They're training you, don't forget about it, okay?
Yeah.
And I think that is something that I would encourage people to do. You know, because you can still jump in and do what Luke did in 4 years' time. You don't necessarily, that's just my view. It's not that Luke's decision is wrong. Clearly it's not wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you asked me, you know, what would I advise? I think taking that advantage of, you know, they're paying you to do this, to give you this training.
It's probably less risky in a way. It's probably less risky, isn't it? Like,
I think certainly when I did it, it was a definite, you know, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's a very structured 4 years through the professional exams. But I would say quite finance focused, obviously.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tax, it's corporate finance, it's controls, it's general business knowledge. But you know, it wouldn't stray into marketing and product development. It wouldn't stray into sales. It wouldn't stray into engineering and development. So, but I think you know, and it's interesting hearing what Luke is saying there. I mean, I alluded to it earlier when I said, you know, I rapidly went through to making a lot of capital. And when I reflected back on it, then there was no question about it that 4 structured years that I had with BDO at the time gave me an insight into multiple different industries. You know, I mean, I knew what sort of margins were made in healthcare and manufacturing and motor distribution and property, and you know, I had a really good grounding of where money was being made, because I'd seen it, particularly from an audit point of view. But then as you moved into corporate finance, when I got a bit older,
I wasn't working for the volume that we were getting. We weren't expecting the volume like this to come in. We never would have known until you get these problems and you need to deal with them. So this morning I had to break the news to them that they had to change everything they're working on, and now they're this way. So there's it's constant, you know. So it's something that you need your staff to be used to, and it's something I explain to people now when they come in the door, before they come in the door. the environment is constantly changing. Like, because if you have someone who just wants to come in, clock out, same thing every day, a startup or a scaling business is not going to be for them.
Yeah,
you know. Maybe guys on the road can, because they're just, you know, they can do that. But there's massive in the office or management. You really need someone who's going to move with it and who wants to move with it, and who gets excited by it. And because if you don't have that, they're going to struggle, because they're going to be working longer hours than they're looking at their probably friends working, and they're going to be maybe not have, as you said, India, this fantastic package that is offered to them with share options and all this sort of stuff. You know, I can't offer any of that yet. So there's all them challenges, do you know what I mean? So it's all about just kind of trying to bring them in on the vision and all that stuff. And they are out there, you will find them with excellent people, really, really good managers who are really excited for the next part now, but it's a constant struggle with staff.
Have for yourself and on the people around you, what you enjoy learning and what you enjoy doing, right? So these are very simplistic questions, I know, but if you ask yourself those questions on a pretty regular basis, they will help you then determine what organization you want to belong to. Do their values align with your values? Does the impact they're having on society and on their customers align with your impact? And can you see a future in that particular organization? That could be a global multinational, that could be a family-owned business. So, but the key thing is it meeting those attributes? And the second thing I would say to you is that I think we're at a kind of a moment in time now, I hate to use that cliche, but we are, where our values and our purpose actually is coming into particularly sharp focus, and lip service isn't going to cut it anymore. So I think what you're also looking for is authenticity in terms of who you are and the organization that you want to be part of. If it's not present, your work tends then to become punching the clock, if that makes sense. But the final point of Amation, wherever you do land, guys, is every kind of at graduation stage or almost in this room?
And come back and forward here, so that's what I did. So I actually got a kind of lesser degree than everybody else, because I took that year to work on it. So there's stuff like that just never sat with me.
You found right, got in the way.
Yeah, it just kind of, I always feel I would have been better. Like, I was raised on a farm in the Dublin Mountains. I was used to hard work, I was used to enterprise, and my dad always had different businesses going from there and stuff, and my nanny and granddad and everybody was involved in entrepreneurship. So I kind of already had the ingredients to start, and I feel like I nearly, this isn't what students want to be here now, but I nearly delayed myself 4 years, and I should have probably got in
earlier.
Yeah, straight out of school. I remember even when I was 16, I wanted to leave school, and my dad convinced me to stay because of X, Y, and Z. I suppose the one thing that India said there as well is, I suppose, is kind of finishing it, or kind of, you know, I suppose the really good thing about university was I did it, I finished it, I did really well, and that's kind of gave me the confidence to say, right, I was able to complete that, you know, I could complete 4 years and do really well exams and do all that stuff. So that gave me a confidence, and I suppose it gave me kind of good writing skills, and general maybe networking was better, stuff like that. So there was loads of positives, but ultimately looking back, I feel like
we have fantastic founders here who understand that is their objective. The brilliant thing in the last few years is that we have a load of people here who've come from elsewhere and are starting companies here. So in our portfolio, I've been super excited to see startup founders who found themselves in Ireland because they started their career trajectory, not necessarily in early stage companies, but in the large tech giants, moved to Ireland because of that, have seen the opportunity to become entrepreneurs here.
I suppose it'll be patience and resilience go hand in hand with a startup. In terms of patience, it's having the patience to understand that nothing fantastic is going to happen very quickly, you know. And looking online, looking at social media and stuff, you would think the opposite. There's all these people making all this money really quick and stuff. It's not the reality. It wasn't for me anyway. It was a hard slog, and I suppose it was just, as India said as well, the kind of resilience to see that 5% of that's where I'm going. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of because you're dealing with 95% of shit every day. That's just the reality, you know. And you do come out the other side, and I feel like over the last probably the last year, I've gotten to a stage where I'm much happier going forward, because I'm not dealing with as much crap. I have a really good management structure in place, and they're dealing with that, and it's kind of, I'm doing what I want to be doing, which is I love marketing, I love vision and pushing forward and meeting and stuff like that. So I'm doing the stuff I love. I suppose going back into the 3 new services that we launched, I was taken back into much more operational stuff. I was hands-on, I was meeting, I was long days, long hours, long weeks, and and it's only after doing that for the last kind of 3 months, I'm really back to where I was a few years ago. And I don't like that. You're just kind of, there's space for nothing else. Yeah, so you just, it's only the last couple of weeks, but once we launched those services, it was like a sigh of relief again. I kind of realised I don't want to go back to that. I like where I am, but that was impossible to do early on because I hadn't the money to hire people.
Yeah.
You know, you're pushing on, you don't understand, you don't fully understand your business even, whereas I didn't. I had him headhunted from a massive facilities management company in Ireland, so he was looking after kind of big stuff and big contracts. But then he came into us, and he's excellent, really smart guy. But in his other company, he had a full HR department, he had a full accounts department, he had full all these departments that he could rely on. When he came to us, he didn't have that. He was it, you know. I was it. So like we've 20 staff, like, but we haven't got a HR department. We have HR help from external companies and stuff like that. But that was a big shock to him. He was kind of thinking like, wait, even disciplinary action, he kind of was a bit lost on it because he'd usually be leaning on a HR person to come in. So that was a big challenge. And
doing, I would say don't follow money. I think you'll be much more successful if you do something that you really enjoy, and then then compensation will follow, I would say. But I would very much focus more on what can I do to find something that I really enjoy doing. I think in terms of mentors, they're very mentors. I've had many different mentors throughout my career, and I think it's really important to keep in touch with people. I'm still in touch with actually some of my chemical engineering professors. Indeed, this evening I'll even see one of them. So I think keeping in touch with people who've been influential. Through my sailing, I have a number of coaches who are very influential through my sailing career, and some of them have given me fantastic advice and really given me the confidence to, I suppose, be who I am.
Looking to get as broad a set of experiences as you possibly can. I loved what you talked about, Mark, in terms of pursuing your values and what matters to you and the impact that you want to make in the world. I think about it from a career point of view as ensuring that you're not a passenger to your own career, but that you're taking control of it and thinking about how you're ready when opportunity comes to you to take advantage of that opportunity and turn it into directions that are interesting to you. So more specifically to the point of finance professional, I actually think in the world of finance there are few purely analytic and deep financial roles these days. I think that most people who go into finance are generalists in some way, shape or form. To your point, I don't think of myself as working in finance.
Unbelievable dreams. You said work harder than everyone else, work smarter than everyone else, never accept no, and never accept ordinary. That's why you're here, right? That's you. His PhD was he figured out how to magnetize chemotherapy. Because if you know somebody who's had breast cancer, you don't get sick with breast cancer. But when they start giving you the medicine, then you're really sick. And a lot of the medicine's very, very invasive and going to other systems in your body. So his system was to find out how to control chemotherapy on the site of the tumour. What an amazing guy.
Say, Burglar won't send me out to talk to you. Would I be happy sending them out? And secondly, how will this person impact the team dynamics of the team? So, if they're a team player and they're friendly and they're enthusiastic and they're passionate and they want to learn and want to be the best they can be, they can't ask for much more, I think, in those sort of things,
Yeah.
Dressed today? Well, obviously, you're in the suits because you're in charge, right? That or your security, I'm not sure. Maybe it was cold. Maybe there's someone in the room that you wanted them thinking, oh, she looks nice today, or he looks nice today. Maybe you got dressed because you didn't want to get arrested. But if you look around the room, there's nobody naked. I love the way people look around to see, is there someone naked? There's nobody naked. But if you look around the room today, everyone followed through on the why and we got dressed. It's that simple. What is your why? Because if you don't know your why, if you're just studying to do okay or to do well, you're probably never going to be successful. I love AI. I swear to God, I cannot live without AI. Do you know the other morning in Thailand, I was having breakfast. I took out AI. I gave it my flight schedule. I gave it the time zones I was flying through, and it gave me an eating and sleeping schedule to allow me to arrive back in Ireland relatively jet lag free. Isn't that amazing? So my watch beeps why? Because AI told me it's time to go sleep on the plane now. And then it told me when to change time zone. And then it told me what to eat and when to eat. Isn't that amazing? It's fantastic. Here, look, forget high-falutin technology. Here's a simple AI fix for poor, impoverished students. Put in the name of your local supermarket. Put in your health or fitness goals. Do you want to get bigger? Do you want to get smaller? Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to get weaker? Put in your budget and ask AI to give you a meal plan for the week based on the local shop, based on the local ingredients, based on the position of the goods in the shop, so you're not doing that mad thing Irish people do. You know, they go to one side of the shop and then back to the other side of the shop. Or people, just see people walking around with a basket and they haven't a clue. Maybe it's you.
Dad's friend and a friend's partner who was in business, and that's all the people I knew. And I had a phone and I had a computer, and it was just taking it from there, building from those three people, getting them to introduce you to people, to recommend you to people. So I think when you're networking, do think of it as it's something that you're doing genuinely be interested in people. If somebody asks you to do you a favor, do it. Don't be thinking, well, now you're going to do something back. They will just naturally do it because you've done it for them. So don't be thinking like, you know, I've got to lick up to the boss now. Because the reality is the people around you are going to be the future bosses. So if you are genuine, respectful, and kind to others, it will stick to you. And even if at times, you know, you might be the one who gets the promotion or they get promoted ahead of you, if you are genuine and you're straight in your dealings with people, they will always take that phone call, they will do that favor, and you'll be amazed that the doors will open for you. And just my only other thing is just definitely start, like, even if you meet 5 people here today, take a note of their names, first and second, because you don't know where your paths are going to cross again. And it's incredibly powerful to remember people's names and remember people's stories, because, you know, in the end of the day, like, that's how humans interact.
So the 21-year-old self who's starting out in their career again. Start doing it.
It's somewhat similar to Fergal's story. I think it's recognizing that you need others to bring you along on your career path. So we talk a lot about taking responsibility for your own career direction, but it's other people that promote you and move you on to the next stage. And there's a great, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the Coleman pie theory. I'm not going to go through it now in great detail, but it's worth having a look at. It's really about how you move through the different ranks through your career, and noting that performance is only really 10% of that. So it's a given that we all go in and do a good job every day, but that doesn't automatically get you up the career ladder. You have to ensure that you have people around you who know what you're capable of, who see you as a future leader, and who is shouting for you when you're not in the room. So you have to build that image, you have to build that exposure as you go through your career, rather than just coming in every day, do what you're supposed to do it to a very high standard, and then leave. And I probably didn't realize that as maybe quickly as I should have in my career, because when you start off, you think I'm doing a good job and that should tell the story in terms of my next steps. So it's a really interesting theory to have a look at, and it gives you some really good insights as you're thinking about getting on the career ladder, but then moving up that career ladder.
God, if I was 21, like, I would definitely say to travel as much as you can and experience as many things as you can. Like, getting to go to the United States as a 21-year-old, like, ignore
Their insights have been invaluable, and I hope you have been inspired as I have been from listening to them. There are many people that I need to thank privately, but before we wrap up, I want to reflect on ISCG as an organisation, who we are, our mission, and the role we play. Founded at UCD in 2014 by a group of students who are now making waves over in Silicon Valley, ISCG has now grown into something far greater than any of those people could ever have imagined. This year we reached a number of new milestones. We took 40 students to London, bringing together people from across the country to visit top firms, explore career opportunities, and most importantly, to build friendships. And anyone in the room here who was on that trip can also attest that we had great fun while we were at it. I'm particularly proud of the broad membership-based representation we achieved on that trip.
Really nice to talk to you again. This is some of the worst in Deloitte, and I'm like, all right, it's just like people that just mess like hi and then don't say what they want straight away. They're waiting for you to reply. I'm like, just again, just on my own personality type. It's like, okay, let's I'm all quite blunt. I was like, okay, what do you want? And yeah, no, that conversation it started was like, oh yeah, do you remember me? I was like, not really. What event did we work at? Oh, we were chatting at the Christmas party. I was like, oh no, what did I say to this man? But no, it was all in good fun and good jest. But yeah, he was asking a question about a recruitment process for someone else. So, but yeah, it was just a weird way to introduce the topic and the discussion. And like I'm straight away, I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, so, like, always introduce yourself, but it's great when you're to the point. I'm terrible at times for replying to a LinkedIn message, in particular. So you might say hi Dylan, and like 6 weeks later, I might see that I'm like, right, it's kind of weird to reply back and go hi Mia, and then say nothing else. Like, so yeah, always have a point to your message is what's quite important. And like, so what are you trying to achieve from the message? Is it to build a connection? Is it to get information about a particular subject matter that you're interested in, that person can give you information on? Is it a case of, oh, can you tell me when the jobs are coming up, or what to do in my interview? Like, so always have a purpose to your message, because that makes it more meaningful and more likely, particularly in my case, more likely to get a response. Because I often still see some people that just message, hi, nice to meet you at that event, at the ISCG event today, and then say nothing. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you too. I was like, was there a second point you wanted to address here? And I'm just sort of sometimes confused by that. It's like, okay, where is this going? So
political weather vane as to where you stood on a variety of political issues. But corporates recognise the importance of ESG. So you know what? They started talking about sustainability. They didn't talk about ESG anymore because that phraseology had a connotation. But they talked about sustainability. And when I talk to clients of IDR and many household names operating in Ireland, you know, what the mantra they're getting back from headquarters, you know, are you as lean and efficient as you can be? Are you as sustainable as you can be? Are your workforce as adaptable with digital skills? And are you incorporating AI into your workforce? So ESG became, nobody used the phrase, but everybody's talking about sustainability. And I think the same will happen. DEI as an acronym has now become a polarizing phrase. It's a symbol of what side of the political spectrum you're on. But I haven't met a single business leader, not one, who doesn't believe that diversity is good for business. Diversity of gender, sexual orientation, generational, nationality, generation of thought, diversity of thought. And if, like I always used to say, if we keep recruiting South County Dublin private school educated people who've done a business degree in UC or Trinity, we'd have been out of business in 5 years. There would have been so much groupthink around that sort of a process. So diversity in all its many manifest ways is good, it's the right thing to do, but it's really bloody good for business, and it will continue under some different name, but I can't think of a single business leader who won't have it top of their agenda.
With my Irish hat on, obviously this is a subject that I'd be very passionate about, and I suppose the views have become very polarised. And the two views are, you look at meritocracy, that says you just get your job based on merit, and the other views that meritocracy has failed. And what meritocracy and equity in particular, if you look at it, right, so why have we not got 50% of our female CEOs are women? Our CEOs are women, they're not. It's 8% globally, and we have no female CEO on Irish listed companies presently. So meritocracy has failed. And that's because of biases and systemic biases, and that's what we're trying to address through things like I Wish. What equity recognises is that not everybody starts from the same place of equity or privilege, right? And I'll give you a really clear example of this. In Ireland, girls outperform boys in the Leaving Cert in almost every single subject. So girls are smart enough and they can get the points for any single course that they so desire, right? But if you look at our school systems, in Ireland presently, in a girls-only school, 68% of girls' schools have access to a STEM subject other than maths or science. I'm talking now like ag science, construction, engineering,
I'm obsessed with travel. I'm obsessed with the gym. I'm obsessed with my wife. I'm obsessed with charities. I'm obsessed with my career as a speaker. Think about your weakness. I promise you, one flick of your switch and you could switch it. So a couple of years ago, I was coaching a soccer team in school. You look like you play, Paul. Do you play soccer? You love this. We're in the All-Ireland final. It's in Donegal. I've driven on a bus from Waterford. Well, you call it bus, I call it the vomit comet. Do you remember in school when you went on a school bus and they always get the cheapest bus and the springs are gone and the dust, you know that? And the smell of diesel. Oh, and then you get one yoke who pukes and there's sweet corn going up and down the bus and the smell is wafting up your nose. And then you get some other fella who decides that was so much fun, he'll join him, and the next thing you have 10 people and you're swimming off the... I'm sorry, that was terrible. We got to the All-Ireland final. In the final, we're 5-4 down in penalties. In the in the shootout, I picked my captain to take the 5th penalty. If he misses, we lose. That guy put the ball down. You remember the coaching. He ran up to the ball. He was poised. He was balanced. He remembered the technique. Boom! He smacked that ball. And he hit the corner flag and we lost 5-4. I know you're disappointed. You were expecting it. See, an American motivational speaker there, he was willing to go. We realized that by working together, we could overcome. Like the story we lost. I run onto the pitch, I gave him a hug. He's crying, right? And he's proper crying because he's like let the whole school down. There's thousands of people there. I'm crying, I'm so disappointed. Then I could feel something wet and sticky on the back of my neck like a St. Bernard dog. It was his mother. She was on the pitch and she was crying. And then on my other side, it was his granny. She was crying. And if you've ever been involved in school sports or coached kids, the drive from Donegal to Waterford was horrendous. Now here's the mad thing is, less than 48 hours after the match, I pulled up at the school, and as I'm parking my car, I flicked the headlights of the car. And I think I can see something down on the football pitch in front of me. I turned the full lights on in my car. And there with a bag of footballs, taking penalties, was the guy who missed in the shootout. It's pouring rain. I walk down, I give him a hug. I say, look, it's over, forget it, we lost. And this kid looks at me and he goes, it's only over if I accept I can't change, I can't get better. He said, the next time I take a penalty, I'll kill the goalkeeper. I'll burst the net. I am never missing again. I will get better. I will change. I will learn. I will overcome. 6 weeks later, Sir Alex Ferguson signed him for Manchester United. He was captain of Ireland, John O'Shea, captain of Manchester United, captain of Sunderland, a multi-millionaire and one of the nicest people you'd meet. He was not the best soccer player by any means on his team or in the school. But what made him unique and what will make you unique is the ability to continually rise. I fall, I fail, I learn, I fall, I fail, I learn, I fall, I fail, I learn. The people who can do that are outstanding. His family and friends still poke fun at him about missing the penalty. But the public doesn't know him as a failure. What's the public know him as a superstar? You see, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is so profoundly simple. It's the extra that people miss it. Like, honestly, congratulations to the organisers today. This is incredible for a student group to organise a conference in this location, at this standard, with this quality speaker. Did I really say that? I was thinking. But they did extra. Like, I can't, do you know how many emails I have from you, Liv?
Sorry.
You know, honestly, for one speaker, and I'm only one teeny piece of it, we had 24 emails about planning. Somebody said to me on Valentine's Day, well, did you give yourself breakfast in bed? Because that's what Irish men do, isn't it? Breakfast in bed one day in the year. For 33 years, we've had breakfast in bed every day of the week. Why? Because when I go working and when she goes working, sometimes I don't see her, sometimes we don't talk, sometimes we don't have time together. And that 40 minutes where we have breakfast and coffee that I bring up every single morning of my entire married life makes me, I hope, an extraordinary husband, because I don't want to be ordinary. Think about your friendships. Are you an ordinary friend or you're an extraordinary friend? Think about your studies. Are you doing enough to get by? Or are you doing more than you ever did before? Think about your job applications. Think about, you know, it was interesting to hear the speakers talk about technology and academia is one thing. But I can tell you in the real world what counts is connections. Who do you know? Who are you friends with? Who can you talk to? Who can you help? Let's go to my first midlife crisis. So for my first midlife crisis, I went out, like many of your parents, I bought an obscene amount of Lycra. I bought Lycra pillowcases, Lycra bedspreads, Lycra chairs. I had Lycra everywhere. My shorts were so tight, I had to jump off the wardrobe to get into them. And then I went and did an Ironman. An Ironman is a 4-kilometre swim. Can you imagine right now if we went to the nearest swimming pool and did about 250 lengths? Imagine if you came out and Deloitte gave all of us a special Deloitte bike and we cycled to Cork Airport. It's a little bit of a trek. And imagine when we got to Cork Airport, we did a full marathon. So that was me heading off at the start line. At the start line, what happened was this guy pushed me, I pushed him, he pushed me. I was about to turn around and say, don't push me, I grew up in Wicklow, it'll be your last mistake. And when I turned around, this gentleman was behind me. Actually, he was on his friend's shoulders because his friend was carrying him down to the start of the swim because he couldn't walk into the water. He had one leg. This guy had lost his leg in an IED explosion in Afghanistan 1 year earlier, and here he was doing the Ironman with me. Guys, before the race, I was going, I don't know if I can do this. My hamstring is so tight. My calf is tight. Oh, will it hold? You have happiness in your life. This photograph sums up what happened next, because once I stopped drinking alcohol, well, my life fell apart. You see, I didn't look after my mental health. I didn't realize I had anxiety disorder. I didn't realize I had depression. I didn't know how to go to sleep at night. A man of 40 years of age, I didn't know how to do bedtime. Because my version of it was I'd go and pour some brandy. Now there's a couple of people going, oh God, he was going okay, but he's getting miserable now. I promise you, the misery's nearly over. I love this photograph, it's sunrise. Because when sunrise came, I could put on the suit. I could put on the shiny shoes. I could go into work. And nobody needed to know that I hadn't slept that night because I was having anxiety attacks, I was having sleep disorder. I'm the luckiest man in the world. Shane was talking about lockdown happening and how we'd respond to crises. I'm blessed. I wrote a book about how not to go mad, how to look after your mental health and how to survive a crisis, and the day it came out, the entire country shut down. It was beautiful. I made so much money. All of my friends were, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And I was going, well, yeah, it's terrible. I sold thousands and thousands of copies of my book. The book was called I'm Fine, because when people said, how are you? That's what I said. I said, I'm fine, how are you? Great, hey. But the picture was how I really felt inside. The picture was screaming and barely surviving. I didn't attempt suicide, but I certainly contemplated suicide and planned it. You know, at the place I was working, there was a healthy walking, a healthy lunchtime policy. I remember I'd go for a walk for lunch and I'd see a truck like that in the road and I'd stop and I'd think, just one step, pain was gone. And if you got hit by that truck, there isn't anyone in the room who doesn't understand that would be painful. Imagine that seemed like a better option than the pain I was in. And if you've lost someone to suicide, you'll know this, that death by suicide does not get rid of pain. What it does is it multiplies it by 1,000 and it spreads it to people that you wouldn't hurt in a million years. In your life, in your studies, in your career, it's going to be tough. There isn't a filter for life. But I promise you this, simple practical takeaways for those of you who are exhausted by the heat in the room. Every time you see a blue and red light flashing, just wake up. Every time you have a negative thought, my advice to you, take a positive action. You sit on the couch and your jeans are digging into you. Do you ever take your jeans off and it says Levi's on your belly? No? Okay. Me neither. You ever look at your bank account and go, oh my God, I paid the rent, I paid the bill, and now I have like €5 left. Every time you have a negative thought, I promise you, if you match that with a positive action, your life will improve. Speaking of improving, see, that music means the misery is over, doesn't it? I ended up in the hospital. I had a GP visit, then I ended up with a psychiatrist. When I'm with the psychiatrist in the hospital, you know you're at an all-time low. I walked into the hospital, I sat in this guy's room, and I walked in, and he goes, tell me about your childhood. I ran out of the place. My wife was outside in the car. She said, how did you get on? I said, great. She said, when are you going back? I said, never. She said, you have to go back. I said, that man had no sunlight, no family, no goals, no dreams, no passion, no laughter. Oh my God, it dawned on me. I am responsible for saving me. I was looking for a medication to fix me. I was looking for a doctor to fix me. I was looking for someone to hug me. And one day, that moment, it hit me. I have to save me. I'm a master of my own destiny. You see, is anyone engaged? No? No, nobody married yet. Okay, when he goes down on one knee, please God, and he gives you the ring, and it's got that brilliant sparkle, Leah's going, oh please, is he here? Is he here? No, not yet. Okay, but look, if you look at an engagement ring, the sparkle in it comes from the fact that during its journey to the surface, it got squeezed, it got battered, it got jumped on, it got scraped, it got mushed up. And that journey is what gives it the brilliant sparkle. On your journey to the end of your degree, or to your career, or whatever your ultimate goal is, understand this, that when the crap happens, when the terrible things crush you, don't be crushed. Just accept that it's part of the journey. because it's that battle that shapes you. Who are you? Your name? Leah.
Maria.
Maria, hi Maria, how are you?
Hi.
Where are you from, Maria?
Russia.
Oi! Maria, imagine, I'm not going to do it to you, okay? Don't panic. Imagine I asked Maria to come up here, stand on the stage and tell everyone in the room one thing she's embarrassed about. Put yourself in Maria's shoes. Imagine you had to come up, Shane, and you had to tell me in front of the whole group something that you were personally uncomfortable with. Like for me, for a long time, I was embarrassed telling people I was an alcoholic. But now I've realised my weakness is the best part of me. I'm obsessed with travel. I swear to God, I'm going to stay in Ireland for 10 days or so because it's freezing, and now I'm going to go and live in Spain for a month, and I'm going to work with some Spanish companies, and then I'm coming back from Spain. Oh my God, the next trip is epic. I'm going to Singapore. Is anyone from Singapore?
Right, just done with the conference. That's the big one office behind me, and good stuff to learn today. Lots of people to talk to, and lots of learning, lots of note taking, lots of good connections that could last a lifetime, I'd say, and many more opportunities to explore. I was just standing with some buds. We will be moving to the social night event that's happening very soon. I suppose the courts are already open. We're just waiting on a friend, and then we walk together. It's just around the corner. And I also got myself a free drink voucher, which is hiding somewhere in the back of my pocket. There it goes. And that behind me is the pub we're going to. It's a huge one. Folks are always getting in here. So now we're in the pub. Oh my God, it's a huge crowd. It's around me. Yeah, folks. All the way to the back. That's also our table. The whole area is reserved to us. We're doing culture. I'm not going to use it for sure. But what is that? Just had a Dublin experience that I fell off and broke my... No, I did not break my phone screen. I broke this protective screen cover, which was actually very, very good. Like I loved the privacy guard. Like everyone used to compliment me that. Shout out to my dad for sending me that. But yeah, it's broken now. And gave me a big, big heart attack, not a mini one. But yeah, so that's my phone. You can look at it from side angles. No, before you could not. So yeah, it just fell off, and I had my phone in hand, so my phone had a contact with the ground. Now the case is very good, so nothing happened, and the screen also was protected because of the screen cover. It's a new phone, so that would be really bad. But I don't want to think much about it. Had a great event, just went outside of the Odin bar, did not drink at all as always. And making my way to the city centre, gonna grab the bus at 10:45, that is. And also, quick update, there's something happened in city centre. That's why you probably see that ambulance over there, due to which the green Louis, or you say, whatever you say, you know, like the tram that operates is not working, so we're gonna grab a bus now. That's the bus stop over there, supposed to come in 2 minutes now. We'll grab it quite quick. 14:15. There's something happening in Dublin all the time, bro. People are not quiet. See a lot of lights flashing here and there. Yeah, I don't like this place. Zaytun, a friend of mine was really recommending me this one. Farhana. Shall I try it? Bus coming in. I suppose it would be better and wise to just take the bus to the city centre and then grab something to eat from there. Something reliable like the Turkish guys I go to, usually they're really lovely. So that's the Dublin bus experience. Always standard. Like this, sleeping there. Should I take it over? Not sure. But yeah, great day. Everything nice. Got the bus on time. We'll be heading off. We'll be getting off at Temple. let's see how it goes for the return bus. Because in the morning there were so many guys, like, oh, so many people. But return, that would be a problem. So I gotta queue up early on secure me a seat with my bag on the side. So I have a whole seat for me. That's not a good thing to do. But I do need to get some work done, so I'd like to get that done, just that. It might be dark here where I'm filming, but look over there. Wow. There we go. That's Temple Bar. So colorful, so lightful. Oh my god. Ooh. Yay, Dublin thing. Yeah, it's way dark. Now I'm on this bridge. This bridge just reminds me of a bad memory where I was standing just on the other side of the bridge, somewhere around there, down, and yeah, there were some ladies, about 3 of them over there, standing, doing something on their phone. I don't know, a guy came, snatched her phone. I was on call with my family, in fact, on a video call. It's just over there. They were here. Guy came running, snatched her phone, ran like hell. That was really bad. Now did he ran this side and he got caught actually, but then his friends ran from somewhere over that side near that tree over there and freed him. So every time I'm on the streets, or more like every time I'm in Dublin, I'm just suspicious of everyone. I just don't trust a single person in this whole city. That's kind of sad, but I mean, you're not supposed to trust anyone anyways, any stranger when you're outside. So there's that. But yeah, that was a thing that happened in front of me. Got me shocked, even though it's a pretty street. Look at that, it's pretty, eh? I'll be getting some food from the Turkish guy on the corner for my journey, and that should be all for the thing. But I should get the bus ASAP. Alright, back to Galway. So happy, man. Back to be home. I hate Dublin. Yeah. There's something very fresh about the air in Galway, even though I'm in city centre, literally between pubs, left, right, there's all pubs and hotels, but still love Galway. Cannot get enough of it. I love to live here, but not for the rest of my life. I have so much things to do and so many great people to meet, and yeah, many more things that involves a lot of cyber security. So let's see how things go forward. That's a lovely painting over there on the wall. Makes sense. That's muddy. That's a rabbit. That pub over there, that pub in the back, its name is Murty's Rabbit. So there's that. We happen to do our every last Sunday of the month cyber security meetup, PubSec, over there. So that's nice. Looking forward to have a cup of tea or maybe coffee with Scott very soon at PubSec and the other cybersecurity folks very, very soon. However, before ending this vlog, I don't want to reach home and show the home again. Like, it doesn't make sense to see my home again. It's not gonna be anything different. But just to take some keynotes, key takeaways, major learnings, resilience. Oh my god, a huge mention to resilience. How Laura Dillon, oh my god, what a journey. Enda, what a journey. The Ironman and the marathons, oh my god, crazy people. Or maybe that's an understatement, calling them crazy. This is too good. It's all about resilience and all this, with a lot of hurdles and barriers and literally things that will just stop they'll just break you down, it'll just stop, but you'll have to keep going. So yeah, belief, hope, and confidence in yourself. Yeah, it all comes around. So resilience is the word of wisdom for the whole conference that I'd like to pick on. It's all about resilience, self-resilience, and yeah, that's just my take on this conference. So hope you liked it, and yeah, I'll try to put in whatever I can, whatever full footages I could gather around. Yeah, but thank you for watching. That is me at the ISCG conference, Dublin. As always, many thanks to my parents and everyone for the opportunities. Bye bye.